Hello, hello, hello. Welcome back, you guys, to the What We Said podcast. Happy Tuesday. If you're watching YouTube, it might look a little different around here. If you're not watching YouTube, you should try it out. Just, go onto youtube.com, search What We Said podcast, find us, and
subscribe.
Enjoy the scenery.
We are filming at my house today. I'm currently marinating in self-tanner. And we are filming here because our set is being designed right now. We're not going to give an exact date of when it will be done because we don't want to overpromise and underdeliver. But there are going to have to be a few episodes elsewhere while the set is being just designed and put up and all of that. So we're excited for that.
Exciting things coming.
Very excited for that. We've been working on it for a little while. I was thinking about how we just, oh my gosh, when we first, we decided, okay, January of this year, we have to start doing video. And so we just I don't want to say we threw together what we could because we were intentional about it, but we also were like, this is not the set, but we have to just start filming. Yeah. But then both of us were getting very pregnant and we kind of knew we're like, we need to have our babies and then we can work on this set. So I feel like it's kind of the exact timeline that we anticipated just because we were at the end of our pregnancies and then postpartum. But now we're really getting to it.
I know.
And I'm so excited.
It's happening. I'm excited. I feel as though we deep in our gut knew that wasn't the set for us. But we were 100%. This is going to be, we'll see. Maybe sometimes we surprise ourselves with how, we can do it ourselves and how well things turn out. And that was not one of those moments.
No. That was not one of those moments. Also today when we're recording this, it is the darkest day we've had.
It's so gloomy.
It is so gloomy. It's so dark outside. But yeah, we knew that wasn't going to be the set, but we're better to launch and then adjust later.
Exactly.
Because sometimes, you just put stuff off if you try and put stuff off until it's perfect, then you just don't end up actually doing the things that you want to do. So
true that.
Yeah, I feel as though that was the right trajectory for us, though, waiting until now to really be intentional about it.
Yeah. No, I'm so excited. You guys will love it, hopefully as much as we do. It's going to be great. The vibes are great. Also, should we give the important announcements and, things at the beginning of the show? Because usually we talk about it at the end. And I don't know if you guys all listened to the end. But we just got a Shop My page. It's like a little website page where we have all of our discount codes linked. We get questions all the time about if you listen to an old episode and we have an ad and it has a discount code and then you forget what it is, it's hard to find that. But we have a page where we're setting it up. All of that good info is going to be there of things we mention on the podcast, things we were wearing on the podcast.
It's very
links.
It's very user friendly. When you go to the page, it's we have a section that says what we said, which is things that we said, things that we talked about, things that we mentioned, the mouth tape, the teeth whitening, whatever, just things that we casually mentioned, oh, here's my favorite water bottle right now or something. So those will be broken down into each episode. So if you're okay, what was it that they mentioned in this episode? You can click on the episode and it will say, here are the things we mentioned. There's a what we wore section. So that's, if you're watching on YouTube, if you have questions about, what we're wearing, then those items will be linked. Sometimes we even link dupes on there.
Yeah.
And I think it'll just be so streamlined and nice and convenient for everyone because
it'll be nice.
Yeah. That's an annoying thing also, I think, as a viewer. To me, if I'm listening to a podcast or if I'm watching something and then I'm I can't remember what they said, I'm just thinking,
you're not going to scrub through the whole thing.
Yes, I would love if my favorite podcast had this and I was just I can just click on it and it's so user friendly. So I'm really excited about that. I feel like it'll be a really nice little upgrade. We'll link it in the show notes if you guys want to ever look at it. But that's what we've also been working on, that page. Just kind of in our grind era, if you will.
Yeah, our hustle era, girl bossing era. Also, I have been feeling a presence in my home. And it's
a ghost?
And it resembles a ghost, but it's two little ghosts
Jasper?
that have been sitting waiting for their return. And they're I just see this red mustache and this black mustache on my counter. just waiting to be worn. And I'm so excited.
I just love, what's crazy about when we become Chester and Jasper is it's like a friend that you can catch up with and nothing changed. You didn't see them for a year.
Their life might have changed. Who they're married to might have changed. Their life story, their job, like all those things might have changed. Everything about them, but the core of who they are
remains
change.
The same.
Yeah.
Yep. And right when we put those mustaches on and we put those outfits on, we are transported into an alternate dimension and everything feels right.
It's so fun. I just have really embraced the cosplaying era of my life. Like, I have played Dungeons and Dragons a couple times now with my siblings. And if you guys know what Dungeons and Dragons is, well, if you've watched, what's the show? Stranger Things. That's based on Dungeons and Dragons. It's like
the newest season or one of the new seasons, right?
I think the whole show.
Oh, the whole show
is based on Dungeons and Dragons, like in real life kind of thing. But that's like what they're playing at the beginning is Dungeons and Dragons at the beginning of the very first season, I believe. I actually haven't watched all the new seasons. I think I only watched 2 seasons of Stranger Things. But anyways, you are fully in character. It's basically like a murder mystery. If you don't know the Dungeons and Dragons, world at all, that's the thing I could best compare it to is like you are playing a board game, but you are the character. Like, I am a fairy. I have powers. I'm casting spells. I'm going on missions and I'm playing. And you're all like cosplaying these characters going on these quests. And it's so fun. And when you truly just let yourself just get into that world, it's like Chester and Jasper.
Fantasy.
Yeah. It's like when you just let yourself have fun, life is just so much better. Like, just have fun more,
Just let it all go.
Yeah.
And
to be cringe is to be free. I think Mitzi said that.
Wow.
Yeah.
Poetry.
And it's true. It's very true.
I've been seeing a few videos lately. They'll be like, you found it cringy. I found it fun. That's why I'm happy.
Yeah.
And I'm like, yeah, you know what? That's true.
Yeah. Make fun of me all you want. I don't care. Not that anyone is, but.
I'm excited to do our murder mystery party and be able to report back.
I know.
On how it was. Have we talked about the theme or anything, or are we keeping it all a surprise for the
No,
recap?
we haven't. We can keep it a surprise. I wasn't planning on it, but we can for the recap. I'm very excited. And I truly feel like this is my Super Bowl. Like, I have just decided in my head, well, first of all, because it's more cost effective, that this is my like holiday. Thing. Yeah. Like, not even just in terms of like the murder mystery party, but because I'll try and do that every year as long as I can, but also just like the decor, because Halloween decorations, holiday decorations, to get it all set up is pricey, and it takes a lot of like intentions and well thought out plans of, I don't know, just random things, and time and money and just everything. And so I've been really just leaning into the Halloween decor, being like, this holiday I'll go full out. Thanksgiving, Christmas, I like to go full out for those too, but not as much as my Halloween.
You've kind of coined this.
Yeah.
I mean, if you do something 2 years in a row,
it's an annual
kind of your thing.
Yeah.
You've committed for life. I'm like, you're locked in.
I know. It's kind of like if you do Friendsgiving again, it's kind of like, sorry, that's just your thing.
True. Yeah.
So it's up to you.
It's up to me.
Will you do it?
Keep this tradition alive.
Yeah.
No, I'm so excited. It'll be so fun. We just had a girls' night where we made little.
I haven't.
Oh, cute. Mine's over there, so I can't grab it. But we made these little keychain charm things for our lip gloss.
They're so cute.
And they're so cute. It was such a fun little, just crafty night. And I'm always reminded when we do these nights, like they really do. I feel like if you're hosting, it really does take effort, even if it's like a low-key thing, just to go and get all the supplies and like really think through. Because when we said we were going to get together to do something, I'm like, okay, we should do a craft that we'll actually maybe use, because I feel like obviously we could have done whatever, but sometimes I feel like if you're just like painting a pumpkin or something, it's like, okay, that's fun and that's a cute thing to do, but like, are you going to utilize, maybe it could be a little piece of decor, but I figured this is something we can like hook onto our purse and we can actually use it. So brainstorming for that, then getting all the supplies and then setting up. Also, I realized once you guys left, I was like, wait, I had like snacks. I had like chips, like stuff that I was going to put out. And I'm like, oh, not even putting that out. Like we made cookies, but anyway, I mean, it was
we were busy. We were on our grind.
Yeah, we were busy doing all the beads and chatting, but it was just reminded, I'm like, oh, it's so worth it to just put the extra effort in, be intentional, plan something with a group of friends. It doesn't have to be, going all out, but even just doing a simple little craft or whatever, just putting a little extra effort in.
Yeah.
It's always worth it, and it always makes me happy. So I'm happy we did that.
It's fun. It fills my cup. I love hosting. I think it just is so, it's a love language of its own, hosting. It really should be one of the love languages because it is a lot of work.
It is a lot of work.
And it's very personal. Like I think about, who's coming and what they'll enjoy and how can I make it a, fun experience for everybody. And, maybe that makes it a little more stressful for me. But at the same time, I'm like, this is like my love language. It's a way for me to, bring people together.
Yes, and when you sense that people are having fun and like everyone's laughing and enjoying themselves, you're like, oh,
I know.
this is just making me so happy.
It's the best.
That you could facilitate it.
Yeah, it was fun. This is so cute. I've literally used it all morning.
It is so cute. I was thinking if it's actually attached to the purse, like, is it going to be actually kind of not
hard,
super convenient?
Yeah, I was thinking that when I clipped it off. I was like, oh, every time I use it, I have to clip it off.
Yeah.
But it's fine.
Yeah.
It's cute.
But you always know where it is at least. You don't have to dig through the purse.
It's true.
Let me see if I had any updates written down. Do you have any groundbreaking things to share with us today?
Not necessarily groundbreaking. I have a lot of things written down for the meat of today's episode.
Okay.
But
I have a few things to say. Number one, wanted to thank everyone so much for the love on my loafer journey.
Did they?
Yes.
I'm screaming.
Chelsea is the shoefluencer. We've already been over this. But truly, I do believe that you have a gift.
Oh, thank you.
I'm really being serious because
thank you.
I was doubting the mules, the loafers. And I'm just like, I don't feel like it's my thing. Mm-hmm. I ordered them. The first time I put them on, I was like, okay, I actually do like these, but it's a little outside of my comfort zone. Is it me or am I just whatever? So anyway, I wore them with this outfit and I actually really thought they were cute. Mm-hmm. I got so many messages that were like, this is like my favorite outfit you've worn.
Really?
Like these shoes are everything. Yeah, I was getting so many genuine compliments about these loafers and people being like, wait, you've convinced me. Like I was not into loafers, but I need to buy those. And I was just thinking, this is all you're doing.
Oh, wow. So, thank you for the credit. I love that.
Thank you. You have a gift to know what shoes go with certain outfits.
Thank you.
And I love the loafers, and I'm excited to wear them more this fall and winter.
Yeah, they're perfect for fall and winter. They're so cute. I literally want to buy those ones because, like I said, my favorite ones are sold out everywhere. I cannot even find something similar. And those are perfect too. I love how... Because yours are kind of like reddish, kind of, right? Like they're like not ox blood.
A little bit. I would say they're more brown than red, but they are the slip-on ones, which I really like because
the slip-ons are great.
I do feel like that's more my vibe anyway than having a back of the shoe. So yeah, they were comfy. I really liked wearing them. I thought that they elevated my outfit because I was picturing, okay, if I was wearing this outfit, what I would normally wear is probably just like sneakers. That's cute and casual, but like this does take it up a notch. It makes it a little more chic. So I'm pleasantly surprised with how much I like them. Yeah,
it like matures the look, you know? Love it. I think mules are great for if you're wearing long pants all the time.
Yeah.
Like having a back to shoes sometimes when you're wearing jeans or pants or things like that, especially now because like baggy is the look. Mm-hmm. If you have a back, sometimes it does, I don't know, it's just not as cute as having a backless shoe.
Yeah.
And I think it's, you can wear them without the socks and you're showing off a little ankle. It's kind of, sexy.
No, that's where I'll draw the line. I'm not showing an ankle in these shoes.
You're not showing what?
I'm not showing an ankle in these mules.
Oh, well, you don't have to, but sometimes.
What would you wear with them that you would be showing an ankle?
I don't know. It depends on the weather. It depends on the weather. Like I would wear, I would wear those without socks with,
I've never done that.
No. I do both of them, but I don't have like a method of like when I wear socks and when I don't. Sometimes it's like if I'm already wearing socks, I'll just slip them on. And sometimes if I'm going for a quick errand, I won't wear socks.
But I'm saying...
Specifically with those loafer
What I'm saying
mules.
with like shorts or something?
Both, either.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Either or. Because you can't really see in certain pants, like the back.
Yeah.
So you don't have to wear socks.
No, you don't have to wear them, but I'm just saying...
They do protect the, inside of the shoe. If you're wearing socks, so you're not getting like your gross sweaty feet in them all the time.
I'm going to go ahead and keep the socks on.
Yeah, you can.
But
it also depends on the weather. Sometimes you don't want to.
We got to stop talking about this. We don't need to be talking about socks for 10 minutes.
Well, no, this is important fashion advice.
Okay.
It's kind of like the interior design leaning into where you're at. Like if you live on, how we say, if you live on the East Coast, like don't try and make like a desert house, don't try and make like a desert vibe house.
Like lean into where
you live a little bit and the weather, because you don't want to be looking weird. Like you don't want to be wearing these big chunky scrunchy socks and it's like 100 degrees outside. It's giving, and then you're wearing pants and a sweater and the things like, and a trench. You don't want to be looking crazy.
Yeah.
So sometimes, especially here, I think because, it's a little more coastal and the weather's a little more mild, it looks better. It looks less tacky almost to like wear something like a light sweater and jeans and no socks with the loafers. It's kind of giving like cohesive.
Yeah. I get that.
You don't want to be feeling tacky in a way.
Well, I was giving tacky then because I was in a
you
huge
weren't, because
sweater.
it was cozy and like right now.
Yeah.
It's cozy.
It's gloomy.
It's fall. It's cold. I'm just saying like you got to think about the vibes outside.
Okay. I see that.
Yeah.
I understand that. How did I lose my train of thought so quickly?
Had to go off on that.
Oh, I remember. Because I just read it. So many people were commenting and messaging being like, wait, I just found out that like from this episode that it's wheelbarrow and not wheelbarrow
I saw that.
with an L.
Yeah.
That was cracking me up. I was like, oh, Leif probably feels validated that like a lot of people were like, I've thought it was wheelbarrow my entire life with an L. That is so funny to me. Like, I love a word that you realize you've been saying wrong when you're in your 20s. I think it's so funny.
Yeah.
And it's always such a shock. It's just like, what? This is the actual reality of things. And I've been saying this wrong my entire life.
I know, because you don't really get taught those things. It's not like you sit down in school and someone's like, today we're learning wheelbarrow.
Yeah.
It's just like sometimes you hear it, you read it in a book, maybe you hear it in a show or something. And then you just start saying it. And no one's really articulating it.
I know.
Properly. So then you think one day, what is the actual term? What is the actual word?
I know. That was cracking me up. I'm just like, wow.
Yeah.
We're an educational podcast.
Yes, of course.
Always.
Except for we're not. And I was going to say, I want to issue an apology we need to have here's the thing. We need to have fact checkers constantly. Like we need someone to stand behind this camera and just,
be like, oh, actually not true.
Yeah, that's not true. I was like literally slamming McDonald's. I'm like, McDonald's is the reason because they own Chipotle. They don't.
Oh,
Starbucks owns
You were
Chipotle.
saying that McDonald's is the reason that Chipotle has gone downhill.
Yeah, basically like McDonald's owns Chipotle, and ever since they've owned Chipotle, the bowls and the quality has gone down.
Not hitting.
And I was validated. A lot of people like, I agree with you. Chipotle has, like me and my husband talk about this all the time. Like Chipotle has gone downhill, but it's not McDonald's fault. So I would like to issue an apology to McDonald's. Please don't sue me. Allegedly, all the terms I need to say.
Where did you hear that?
That's the thing, is I just hear it from people. Like I didn't read that somewhere. Someone told me that and I just believe them. I don't remember who.
But Starbucks actually owns.
Yeah. Well, I don't know. That's what someone else told me. I didn't look it up. So
let's look it up.
I looked up that McDonald's is not the owner. They used to have some shares in Chipotle, and now they do not. They literally have not since 2006, which is a long time ago. So I was very wrong. And yeah, someone told me that Starbucks now owns Chipotle, but who knows? Everyone owns everything. It's like Johnson & Johnson. They own the whole world. We are jumping into an ad to talk about Ritual. We both love Ritual so much, and they've been part of our routine and just life, honestly, for the last 5+ years. They're just a brand that we love and trust, and they have the best ingredients. I love when you don't have to worry about, a company's ethics and how they get things done, and that is why we love Ritual. We've both used different products from Ritual in different stages of our life. I know I've used the prenatal, I've used the postnatal, I've used the Essential for Women 18+ multivitamin. So women belong in scientific research. They are essential, and Ritual knows this. So they conducted a university-led human clinical trial for their Essential for Women 18+ multivitamin to assess its efficacy. The results that it increased vitamin D levels by 43% and omega-3 DHA levels by 41% in just 12 weeks, which is amazing. And again, we can just always trust Ritual.
So Ritual has a clinically backed multivitamin for women 18+ with high quality and traceable key ingredients in clean, bioavailable forms. There are 9 key nutrients in 2 delayed release capsules per day that optimize your body's absorption. One of my favorite parts about these multivitamins is that they're gentle on an empty stomach with a minty essence in every bottle. So it just makes it a lot more enjoyable, honestly, to take a vitamin. I hate nothing more than when they're super chalky and they just taste horrible. And that is something that Ritual does really well. They also have industry-leading sustainability standards. Ritual uses scientific tools to select lower carbon packaging, prioritize sustainably sourced ingredients, and set ambitious climate goals. Ritual is a female-founded B Corp, meaning they're holding themselves accountable to not just their company's financial health, but also the health of people and our planet. So no more shady business. Ritual is essential for women 18 plus is a multivitamin you can actually trust. Get 25% off your first month at ritual.com/whatwesaid. Start Ritual or add Essential for Women 18 plus to your subscription today. That's ritual.com/whatwesaid for 25% off. You guys, something that can just drain your bank account and something you don't even realize is draining your bank account can be subscriptions. Things that you subscribed to forever ago that you forgot about, you wanted a free trial for something to try it out and then you don't use it anymore. Maybe you accidentally signed up for something twice and you're paying double on something. This is such a way that your money just kind of slips through the cracks without you even realizing it. And I know that's the case for me. When I really sat down and looked at my subscriptions, I was shocked for the things I was paying for that I didn't even use. And that's just money going down the drain that, you could just be aware of. And Rocket Money makes that so nice and convenient and easy. Rocket Money is a personal finance app that helps you find and cancel your unwanted subscriptions, monitors your spending, and helps lower your bills so you can grow your savings. You can see all of your subscriptions in one place and know exactly where your money's going. For any you don't want anymore, Rocket Money can help you cancel them with a few taps. Another really nice part about Rocket Money is that it can feel very overwhelming even once you maybe look at your subscriptions to be like, okay, now I have to be on the phone with customer service for hours and I have to figure out how to cancel all of these. Rocket Money really just makes it such an easy, seamless process and pretty much does it all for you, which is so nice.
Rocket Money has over 5 million users and has saved a total of $500 million in canceled subscriptions, saving members up to $740 a year when using all of the app's features. Talk about irrational fear, but actually not that irrational. Almost everybody I know, including myself, that have downloaded Rocket Money have seen that they were either double paying for a subscription or forgot about a free trial and have been paying for something for over a year. And that's just money that was absolutely wasted. And it really hurts the heart. So stop wasting money on things you don't use. Cancel your unwanted subscriptions by going to rocketmoney.com/whatwesaid. That's rocketmoney.com/whatwesaid. rocketmoney.com/whatwesaid. Go check it out.
It says McDonald's first invested in the company in 1998. And now it holds a 90% stake.
Huh? So I was right.
The vast majority of Chipotle restaurants are company owned.
Wait, so I was right. McDonald's does own them. Okay, that's not what came up when I Googled it.
Really?
Yeah, it said they haven't owned any stakes since 2006.
Well, this is encyclopedia.com.
Twilight Zone?
It said McDonald's first. You know what I've been so obsessed with lately?
What?
ChatGPT, which I thought was ChatGBT with a B.
Yeah.
For this whole time, but it's actually P, and I can't get it through my head that it's ChatGPT.
Wait, I don't think I knew that either. As you're saying that,
to me, it's just ChatGPT.
Yeah, GPT.
But I will now be asking, what company owns Chipotle? Now let's see. Independent company and is publicly traded under the ticker symbol CMG. It was once partially owned by McDonald's, but McDonald's divested its stake in 2006, making Chipotle a fully independent company since then.
Okay, so Starbucks doesn't own them.
Okay, so also it was kind of like the opposite of it's
like McDonald's was what was holding it together.
Right. Yeah. So
I'm sorry to McDonald's. I accused you and you are innocent and I'm so sorry.
Do you use ChatGPT on a normal basis? Because wow.
I don't, but Nick does constantly and he uses it for me. Like when we were coming up with baby names, he would be like, what's a name that sounds similar to this that has this vibe?
It is unbelievable. Like,
yeah. He writes books for Case with it.
I'm just trying to, I honestly, for someone who works in the technological industry, and I feel like I've just been so not turned off by AI, but yeah, kind of just like, I don't even want to know. I don't want to get into AI. I don't want to learn all about it. It just seems overwhelming and whatever. There's a lot of thoughts. And I have to say, it's just like, it is pretty insane.
So helpful.
So helpful. And just, it's so much better than Google.
Yeah, like, it is. I also love the Google AI thing that helps you. You know how like pops up?
I haven't used that.
Where it, if you Google a question, it answers it by like collecting all of the data from, so you don't have to look through all the links. It'll be like, it'll answer it that way.
Yeah.
With AI. Yeah.
I mean, it's just so, as if we need things to be more convenient, because obviously Google is already just the most convenient thing ever to be like, hey, I don't know, you can ask it any question, obviously, Google. But I feel like it's just, wow, it's so fast. It feels a little bit more personal, I think, because it's like literally responding to you instead of giving you a bunch of links or something. So I've been using it lately just for random things.
Have you done the trend of asking what it thinks of your Instagram feed?
No, because I'm too scared. Because I know what they're going to say.
But they're
Try
nice
hard influencer.
They usually are nice first, though.
First.
I think you have to ask it to be mean, unless it's like really bad. But a lot of people, they'll say, you know, they'll ask what the vibes are and they'll be maybe not good, but they'll be neutral.
How do you do that? You just upload a picture of it to it?
Upload a screenshot of it.
Okay.
And then say, what are your, wait, let me see
like
exact
first thoughts.
Verbiage that I used.
I'm doing it.
Yeah, do it. What do you think of this Instagram feed?
Okay. I'm adding a photo. I never feel as though it's representing me in the correct way.
Well, it might surprise you.
Okay. This Instagram feed has a calming, personal aesthetic with soft lighting and warm tones. It looks focused on lifestyle themes, including motherhood, home renovation, and family.
Okay.
There's a blend of personal moments like family and baby photos and aesthetic shots related to home and personal style. The captions at the top suggest the account is centered around topics such as IVF, pregnancy, home life, giving the feed a relatable family-oriented feel. It seems thoughtfully curated, balancing candid family moments with serene and picturesque visuals.
Cute. See?
Okay, that's pretty good.
It's got your aesthetic. It said the warm tones, the home renovation.
So then what do you say? Now be mean?
I don't know. I didn't go that far. But it's
okay. I don't think I want to know.
Say now be mean.
Now be mean about it.
Now bully me. Please bully me a kink. And be mean.
Now be mean to me. If I had... My biggest fear has come true. If I had to be critical, this feed feels like it's trying a bit too hard to look effortlessly perfect. The soft tones and staged candid shots are a bit predictable, and it seems like every influencer these days is doing the same cozy, serene aesthetic. The overly curated vibe can make it feel more like a carefully constructed brand than an authentic personal account. Also, does every moment really need to be so picture perfect? A little more realness might make it feel less like a showroom for Pinterest and more like actual life. Oh, my biggest fear.
He ate with that, I fear.
No, he ate. Wow.
Like it must be
misogyny
man with that
comes
negativity.
Again.
Wait, ask it to be mean about mine. I never got it to be mean. I want him to roast me. I like that. I like when you roast me.
No, roast me, daddy.
Mine's I fear he will obliterate me.
No, mine, that's exactly what I said though. I was spot on. I said try hard influencer. See, being self-aware is key.
And that's the vibe, you know?
Yeah, I think that, I don't know. I have a lot of thoughts about Instagram because after you've been posting on there for 10 years, are you going to do it?
Oh, I just sent it to you. I don't have it on my phone.
Why?
To do it. What do you mean why? Why don't I have it on my phone?
Yeah.
I don't know. I didn't download it. I always ask Nick to do it for me.
Okay.
I got it's the 100th one on my to-do list. I haven't got around to it yet.
Well, you already did the nice one, right? So I just need to bypass that one and do the mean. Because is it going to say the same thing as it did to you?
What do you think of this Instagram feed and be mean?
Oh, well, I already just did the first part. So I'm going to say now be mean.
Because it was very nice to me. And then...
Yeah, it's saying like nostalgic vintage inspired vibe with muted tones. Oh, look, it says...
What?
Oh, not at comparing us.
What?
It says it feels less polished compared to the previous feed.
Less polished? Is that a roast or...
No, I think it's a compliment.
Oh.
It says it gives it more of like casual.
You're not as good at photography.
No. Oh, though at times the grainy throwback can look a little forced. That's what it being nice.
That's it being nice?
That was before I said be mean.
It was way nicer to me on Nick's.
Okay, it says, all right, if we're going for brutal honesty, this feed feels like it's stuck in a time capsule from the 1970s, but not in a cool, nostalgic way.
I was about to say, well, that's slay. I love that. I love the 70s.
The vintage filters and awkwardly staged moments scream, look how quirky and retro I am, when really it just feels outdated and try hard. The whole I'm too cool for modern photography thing starts to feel less artsy and more like an Instagram cliche. Also, some of these shots... like
Rest in peace to me.
Like the crammed in furniture and the washed out color tones look more like an estate sale listing than something inspired.
Okay, I kind of ate with that. I like looking like an estate sale.
Let's be real, it's giving hipster thrift store vibes.
Wow, he's got a lot to say. He's got a lot to say.
I'm screaming.
He ate me up and spit me out.
He nailed me. Both
I knew
of us.
he was going to obliterate me.
Wow. I didn't have this on my list.
He was
to
so
discuss.
nice to me when I first asked. Let me end with a good. This is when I asked, they said, this Instagram feed has a warm, nostalgic, cozy aesthetic. The images appear to capture intimate and personal moments with a focus on family, motherhood, and home life. There's a mix of candid shots, posed portraits, and some vintage or retro influences. He's changing up his tone.
Yeah, he's switching up. The switch up is real.
Giving the feed a consistent and visually pleasing vibe. The color palette is soft and muted, adding to overall comforting and serene atmosphere. It seems like a well-curated feed that tells a story of everyday life and precious memories.
I think your
surprise, surprise. It is curated. Dun, dun, dun. Like, shocker.
I know. Well, I've just been thinking lately about how...
That is so funny. Wait, what did he say about my furniture?
Crammed in.
Not him literally poor shaming me. He's like, it seems you live in a small space. Not a lot of room.
Wow.
Like
he called both of us try hard.
He had it out for me today, though.
He had it out for blood
crazy.
With that. I'm actually surprised because...
But he did
what scares me is that he knew I was an influencer. He's like, every influencer's doing that these days. I'm like, ooh, not you knowing. That's never a good thing. I feel like, this is probably a conversation we should have off camera, but breaking the fourth wall. I'm just like, okay, I know it's not that deep. I have had like this just up and down relationship with Instagram and how much I care about it and stuff, because obviously when you're doing it for fun, then it becomes your job. It's like, okay, well, I have to like care about this to some degree, obviously. Like I do want to curate it and stuff. And then you're also trying to like, something that I have thought about lately is that when I would be on calls with certain brands or something, they would be like, oh yeah, we've been looking at your TikTok and your Instagram for like a month deciding like who we want to work with, and then we decide. Like I've had that experience multiple times where
You're
it's
being
like,
watched.
okay, people are watching. Like brands who I want to work with are watching what I'm doing, and that's establishing like, do I want to work with this person or not? Like, do I like what she's posting and stuff? And that almost made me get a little more in my head where I'm like, oh, I forgot that people are watching this. Obviously, I always just want to be myself and stuff, but it's like, I always say it's like you
now
tell people your vibe. Like if I want to work with more makeup brands, then I need to post a lot of like beauty stuff, because then makeup brands are like, okay, there's a place for this in her like content. But then at the same time, like you just don't want to be the typical like have this super curated influencer vibe, because it's just like that's not really, sometimes that's not fun to look at.
Yeah.
So you want a mix of like pleasing the brands that are paying you and like that's your livelihood. But then you also just want to be like fun and casual and be like, oh, this is just my life. And I don't know. It's not that deep.
But then
obviously.
it's like you don't want to have to try at this point. So you don't have to try to make it not try hard, because then that's still try hard.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? It's like, oh, I want it to look more laid back. Like,
yeah.
Okay, but then you have to even try to do that because you're trying. If you're posting, you're trying. If you're editing stuff, you're trying. Like if you're putting a caption, you're trying.
Well, and for me, it used to be like my Instagram was extremely curated. Like it was not, I would never post an iPhone photo like barely filtered. It was like very overly curated, because that was just like the aesthetic at the time. I think that was popular. But I always saw that, like, I remember people would give like me or other people so much flack being like, that's not real life. That's not real life. And I'm like, it's not supposed to be.
Yeah.
Like this is
Instagram.
It's supposed to be, to me, like a fantasy where it's like I'm posting these picturesque moments because that is like art to me.
Yeah, exactly.
And it doesn't have to reflect my exact life. That's not the point. Like to be like, yep, I was sitting on this cliff with a pineapple and my hair braided. Like, no, it's supposed to be just like a moment that's interesting to look at. And so then I feel like the pendulum swung and it's like everyone just going for very casual, like, you know, like blurry, effortless, like don't put a filter on it. And that's kind of been the thing. And now I almost feel the pendulum swinging a little more.
I agree. I feel like it's kind of just goes back to what I was saying at the very beginning of this episode of like the cosplaying and leaning into just like having fun is, you know, not me feeling the need to defend myself against Chat GPT here. But it's like, yeah, this is, you know, I'm having fun with it. I'm dressing up, I'm playing. Like I like to dress up in these clothes and take a picture that I wouldn't necessarily wear to the grocery store. You know what I mean?
But that's the fantasy of it.
And do like a you know, cinematic look with a old camera, because that is a vibe that you're trying to convey to the viewers is like, and now you can, you know, Instagram has made it, you can put music. It's like, it's a full experience. You like swipe and, you know, people are trying to show things that they love in a moment and make you feel something.
Yeah. And it's entertainment. Yeah. Which is what I've always like, I remember when it started to swing the way of like, we got to show the real stuff. I was kind of like, do we? Like, not to say that we, like, I think there's a space for that for sure. And it's good to be able to connect with people and stuff like that. But it's like, that shouldn't be a requirement of social media, is that you're like, you have to be fully, I need to see exactly the messy things in your home. You need to show me. It's like, why? I literally like to curate something. Yeah. Not to make life seem perfect, just to like
create art.
That's fun. Like, why do we have to make it so casual? But I see both sides and I see the mix. I like the mix.
Yeah, I like a mix too. And I feel like ever since, you know, Instagram stories became a thing all those years ago, that is the balance that I see. Like I rarely post like, oh, I'm going to make this feel like a fake curated vibe, like on my stories, or, you know, how people do on TikTok. It's a little more unhinged, it's a little more behind the scenes, like breaking the fourth wall. And then your Instagram feed, like who even cares about your Instagram feed these days? Like even that trend, when I saw, I'm like, literally I post like literally once every 2 months. Like, no one even cares about Instagram feeds anymore. I never go to somene's feed and judge their feed
and be like, oh, does this all go together?
Haven't gone to somebody's feed and seen their aesthetic. I used to. I feel like that was like the thing in 2019.
Yeah,
where it was like, how does the feed look? Like,
all cohesive. Yeah.
But now I don't give a rip.
I don't either. But I remember when that used to be so fun to me to curate a feed. And then some part of me sometimes is like, oh, I should still do that, because if I like it, then who cares if other people are going and checking up on it? But if I like the way that it looks aesthetically and it's like artistic to me, then I should do that.
It's your page. Yeah. It's like James Charles' new like trending, maybe it's a sound or maybe just his video. Was it him that was saying, like, you came into my world that I created on my page? Is that him that was saying
I don't know. I don't know if I've even heard that.
People were saying, I think someone was mad that he blocked them. And so he was like, oh, I'm sorry. Like, you are mad that I blocked you from my page that you were like insulting me about. But like, this is my page. This art, is a world that I created. Yeah. This is my stuff. Like, literally, this is my little world. Yeah. And
I've always
I can choose to let you in or out. And you don't have to be here. I don't have to let you.
Yeah, I've always felt like your social media is your own world. I've always felt like that about our podcast, about the podcast feed, and
people can come in and out, and they can stay and they can contribute, or they can leave whenever they want.
Yeah, it's just like a little world. It's not that deep.
And if you're being mean, why are you here? Get out of the world. Like if you are like really trying to find something, I mean, that goes off what he's saying. Not that we were talking about hate or anything like that, but it's kind of like, well, yeah, I'm going to block you if you're not bringing good vibes to the function.
Exactly. Coming into like my house, so to speak, and then insulting me, like you're gone. Yeah. The audacity.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think you should just post what you want.
Yeah. Who cares what Chat GPT says?
Who cares? He's rude anyway.
I did used to say Chat GPT because it's harder for me to say Chat GPT.
No, it is.
Now.
It's like a tongue
weird.
twister.
It's feeling weird. It's not rolling off the tongue.
It's not rolling off the tongue at all.
Having a vendetta against him. We're like, that's not even a good name.
No, that's the worst name.
He's cringy.
He's
trying hard.
He's trying way too hard. He should have something better. We today are going to read some of your irrational fears. We're also going to share some of our irrational fears. We thought this could be fun to lean into, October, spooky season. Talking about
intrusive thoughts.
Yeah. Some of y'all were really coming out swinging and trauma dumping, which is valid. We told you to tell us your fears, and
some of them weren't irrational. I'm like, that could very much happen. Mm-hmm. Not in a scary way, but just like some of the random ones where it's like, well, not to scare you, but that has happened to many people, many a times.
What are some of your irrational fears that come to mind?
Mine's not necessary. I wanted to start with this one because it's not necessarily, well, let me just say it before I give any disclaimers. My irrational fear is what will happen if I don't thank Beyonce in my acceptance speech one day when I win a Grammy.
Can you explain that lore to me?
Do you not know about it?
I know a little bit, but I don't know enough.
A few people have been messaging us, and like I actually met someone in person too. She was like, I can't wait to hear what you guys have to say about the like thanking Beyonce and all of that stuff. The JoJo Siwa. Did you see JoJo Siwa's thing?
I did see that, but I didn't really understand why and what was going on.
Okay, so allegedly, well, this is actually very dark, but like the Diddy stuff that's coming out and just all that stuff, it's really brought up like, oh, this Hollywood, you know,
like
some
ring of people.
Conspiracies that have been around for a while that I've heard about like years ago, where it's like, you know, the Illuminati, all this stuff, all these whatever. And who's involved, who's the secretary, who's just random stuff where you're just like, yeah, whatever. That's probably not real. Especially like living near LA, you're just like, okay. But then you also hear, you know, random people tell kind of fishy stories.
Well, and also it's like, okay, even if it's easy to be like, yeah, right. But then it's like, well, obviously they aren't going to be open about it.
No,
so
exactly.
Even if it was true, like
so
you're not going to know.
Exactly. But you can kind of put it out of your head because there's like no proof. There's no like court of law talking about it. You know what I mean? But now with the Diddy thing, it's like really showing just the entertainment
industry.
Yeah, thank you. Oh my gosh, I'm so sorry. My brain is not okay. The entertainment industry, you know, all what's happening in the shadows, dark stuff.
Yeah.
And there's a conspiracy. I don't know where it started, but it's going around on TikTok and everyone's like showing old videos. Basically that if you don't thank Beyonce, like Beyonce allegedly is one of the main people like in this, I don't know what they want to call it, order or whatever.
Okay.
And I don't know why, but if you don't thank her in your acceptance speeches, like you're a target. And like either they get jealous or they're like, you didn't, you know, give thanks where it was due. So now you're not like shouting out our leader. So you're like gone.
Because a lot of people do thank her in their speeches.
They're like, why are these people like feeling, even when they're not running against her, like they're thanking her, like, you know, I don't know.
So JoJo Siwa did that to like troll?
Yes.
I'm terrified.
She did it to troll. So people are saying that Kanye West.
Okay, that's beyond.
Yeah, they're saying that, you know, when Kanye West obviously notoriously went and interrupted Taylor in her speech, they're saying that he did that to save her life because she wasn't going to thank Beyonce and maybe she didn't know or something. And so he went and thanked her and they're like, oh, okay, you risked your whole career to save Taylor Swift's life, whatever. And
oh my gosh.
That's a theory.
Talk about fears. I'm getting scared and scared by the second.
No, same. That's why this is my irrational fear.
Crazy.
And then JoJo Siwa being chronically online and just kind of, you know, being amongst us and seeing these videos as well. Was that like the dance awards? Like, I don't know what. I don't know what awards they were, but basically she went on and was like, and she was giving she was hold on. Award.
Has the thanking Beyonce thing been a thought process for like years now, or just very recently?
Pretty recently.
The Diddy stuff came out.
Pretty recently circulating the internet in a big way. Maybe there were like, you know, theories before. I'd never heard of it about it. So she gets up and I think she's about to read like the winners. She's going to announce the winners of a certain category. And then you saw it.
Yeah.
And she's like, basically.
She's like, just in case I got to thank her or something,
yeah,
right?
she's like, and I just want to say this. Thank you, Beyonce. We love your music. We'd love to dance to your music. It's great. Just want to keep the dance community safe. And everyone starts laughing and whatever. She has balls of steel. Like,
oh my gosh.
so crazy. And there's just a lot of stuff with that too, because there are people who are like going on the news and talking about Beyonce and Jay-Z. And so it's like getting kind of just sticky, and like they're sending cease and desist or that's another one. What is that word? What is the actual term?
Cease and desist, right?
Cease and desist? I don't know. I'm genuinely asking because I think forever I thought it was cease and assist. But I think it is desist.
Wait, let's ask our favorite guy. Hey,
he's like,
Chatty.
what do you guys want?
He's like, you again? He's like, fix your Instagram first. Don't ask me any questions until you've fixed your Instagram. Wait, what's the question again? Oh, yeah.
I'm like, did he do it?
What is the phrase ceased and desist or assist? Wow, I'm so obsessed. Okay, he's taking longer than normal.
Wow.
The correct phrase is ceased and desist, legal term used to command that someone stops, cease, and not continue, which is desist, a particular action.
Cease and desist. I think it's kind of weird because the and desist.
Yeah,
The double D's.
The double D's.
Blend in.
Speaking of double D's, I'm kidding.
Like me.
Like, have you guys seen these honkers?
Literally not anymore. Thanks, breastfeeding.
Okay, so that's your irrational fear, is that Beyonce, wow, we need to thank her at our next tour.
Yeah, every time we go on stage. I do love Beyonce. I love her music. You ate with Formation. Saw the single ladies. You did eat with Formation. Oh my gosh.
She though is always like a very mysterious, interesting musician. Like, not that I believe that, I don't know what I believe at all. I have not dug into that at all.
She's in a category of her own.
Yeah, but I will say it's like people are always just like,
I'm scared. JC, we need to cut this.
Okay.
I'm getting scared.
Okay, I'll stop talking about it. I'm fearful.
I'm kidding.
She is just a mysterious person. Like, I feel like, you know, she's never in paparazzi shots really, sometimes, but rarely. I just feel like she's so famous and powerful, but yet you kind of don't know anything about her.
It's
very interesting.
It's true.
Okay, well, one of my irrational fears, on a much lighter note, as of recently, has been glass straws. We just used them. Really?
Yes. I was literally using one this morning and thinking I was going like this, and I had that. I know what you're going to say, but go ahead.
Yes. So did Bridget make a video about it? Is that whose video I saw?
I don't know. I don't remember.
Well, I don't remember who made the video that I saw, but she was basically saying, like, I think it was Bridget, Acquired Style. She was saying that she made a smoothie or something, and she had a glass cup and a glass straw, and she was kind of like mixing the smoothie together with it, you know, whatever, kind of hitting the bottom, or maybe it was coffee, I don't remember. And a little piece of the glass straw broke into the cup, into the smoothie. And she was just saying how, like, if she wouldn't have realized that and then drank it, like, she would have literally drank a piece of glass, and like that going down your throat and esophagus and then tearing up your, like, that could be extremely bad. And ever since I saw that, I've been genuinely, I like don't even, I barely even touch the glass to the glass, which that's a very obvious thing. Like, you shouldn't be, you know, going ham, jamming it in there. But I'm like, I'm always trying to like mix so lightly, because I'm like, oh my gosh, heaven forbid a piece of this glass comes off this straw and I ingest it. Like, I'm doomed.
Yeah, no, I saw it. I actually don't even think I saw Bridget's, but I saw someone else post about that. And they were saying they were going to give their like kid, they always give like their kid a glass straw. And I always used to give Case a glass straw, and like if he was drinking at home. Yeah. And now I'm like, I never anymore.
I feel like silicone probably for kids or something.
I use or metal, like stainless steel.
Yeah,
but it is scary because I do be jamming it sometimes.
Yeah, especially when I'm trying to mix smoothie or something, and you're just like,
or like ice.
Yeah,
like when I'm trying to get past the ice. If I like make a latte or something,
not this motion over and over on YouTube. We're just jamming that straw in there. Yeah, I'm genuinely scared of it though. I was like, wow, that's something to think about. It's something to consider.
The irrational fears that aren't so irrational, they're the scariest, because it's like, well, that could happen.
Yeah.
Will it? Probably not, but it could. I feel like there are so many postpartum irrational fears that I see on TikTok, and just everyone will be like, what's your most crazy,
I've had some
intrusive?
crazy ones actually that I've been thinking, but I was trying to like,
which is good.
Think of one, and I couldn't really picture the exact scenario, but I've had some weird thoughts where I'm like, I'll like literally laugh after I think it. I'm like, that is insane.
Yeah. Okay, one of the postpartum intrusive thoughts that I think is a more common one is waking up in the middle of the night and thinking your baby was like, if you woke up and put them back in their bassinet or like the crib, is thinking that they're under the covers, or like that you left them in the bed, even though you like clearly put them.
Yeah.
Like they'll literally be sitting there in their bassinet.
Yeah.
I would have that. Nick would have that. He would wake up in the middle of the night and start like looking under the covers, and I'm like, he's literally right there. Like, look at the crib first. But especially when you're a little sleep deprived, your mind goes crazy places.
It's very understandable to have those thoughts. I think when you're a mix of sleep deprived, you're taking care of this new thing. It's completely on you to take care of them. So you're just like, it's a huge responsibility that you're not used to.
Yeah.
And I think it's very valid. All the hormones, like I really, now that I've been postpartum, I'm like, I get it. Like I get the weird where you're just like, what if this happened? I'm trying to think.
I was scared, like other toddlers, when I had Case and he was a baby. Before I had a toddler and I knew like what the vibes were with toddlers, like I would have the thought, what if while my baby's sleeping, like a toddler goes in, crawls into the crib with the baby, with Case while he's sleeping, picks him up, and then accidentally drops him down the stairs. Like the amount of steps I would have to go.
So many things that you'd have. But
I would like lock the door and be like, oh, I don't want.
Yeah.
Like, what?
No, I get that. I would, when she was a baby, like definitely couldn't roll over at all or anything. I would like set her in the center of my bed or something while I like went to get wipes, or like literally 10 feet away.
Yeah.
And I'd be like watching her like a hawk. Like, is she gonna roll off literally 50 times and onto the floor? I'm like, she doesn't even know how to roll.
Yeah.
She is literally she can't even lift her neck up.
I know.
Stuff like that.
Yeah. Also, like, what if this bridge collapsed and I have to like get him out of the car seat? And how would I do that and get out of the car once we're in the water? How will I get him out of the car seat? Do I bring the whole car seat? Yeah, once the car's fully
so extra.
Yeah.
But it really does make sense because you're like trying to think of, okay, if the worst case scenario happened, how would I react? I think of that a lot when I'm on walks.
Yes.
I'll just be like, okay, if this car was to swerve, like I would go right and I would
stroller,
run, whatever. Or
going downhill with the stroller, I'm like gripping it like, it's crazy.
There's a lot of those. Let me go back to my list because I did write down some more of my fears. And we also asked you guys for your fears, and they were cracking me up.
I know.
Because I feel you. Oh, number one for me, we've already been talking for an hour. I'm like, let's start the episode off. Driving within the vicinity of a cop. I'm like, I'm now a convicted felon. Like I did something horribly wrong. Nothing could be wrong. My registration is up to date. Like I'm not speeding.
You are a felon.
Yeah. I was like, oh wait, it's because I got a criminal speeding ticket. That's where the trauma came in. No, but I've always felt like that. I'm just like, if a cop is around, I'm like, oh, they're going to pull me over. Like, what did I do this time? And it's like, wait, you're literally doing nothing. Yeah. I was behind a cop the other day. Like I hate that too. I hate driving behind a cop because I'm just like, or in front of. Actually, in front of is a lot worse because you're like, what are they inspecting? Like, okay, what if my registration is... Maybe it is expired 1 month or something. You're just like, I'm always just so on edge, like gripping my steering wheel, being like, I'm going to get pulled over. And now I'm tracing that back to the trauma of being
a criminal.
So, and having an expired driver's license.
And being wanted.
Or not a driver's license. What happened with my driver's license again?
You were wanted for something.
Oh, yeah. Well, that was because of the speeding ticket.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Yeah, no, I was literally wanted. If I would have gotten pulled over, my license was suspended.
Yeah.
Because I was quote unquote wanted, because I didn't pay for my criminal speeding ticket in time, which I did, and I also took driving school. So I was ultra annoyed because I was super pregnant. And I actually did the driving school for hours.
Yeah.
and I paid a fee to do it.
Yeah.
And then they were like, we didn't get that in our system, so you're wanted. I'm like, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
So then I appealed it or whatever. I was like, here's the proof. They're like, oh, just send us the proof that you did it. And I'm like, okay. So I sent them the proof, and literally within like the next day, they're like, oh, you're good. You're not wanted. I'm like, well, thank you.
Thank goodness.
Because I would have just taken my pregnant ass to jail.
Yeah.
Sorry?
No, that would have been crazy. Can you imagine?
My mugshot would have ate.
Literally.
I'm kidding.
You pregnant, just like in handcuffs? That would be insane.
Like, can you even fathom?
No.
I genuinely believe that I actually would have been arrested.
Yeah, probably.
Like, what?
No, that's crazy.
That was diabolical.
That is so crazy. Wait, do you have more? Or should we start reading these
ones?
I've
got plenty.
Oh, great.
Another one that I've had since I was little is when I was swimming in a pool. I was so scared to like go to the bottom of the pool because I was scared that my hair was going to get caught in the drain.
Okay. That is terrifying.
You know, like the little...
Was there like a movie or something that sparked that?
I don't remember what sparked it, but I just like would have the vision in my head so clearly of I'm swimming, you know, I dive down to get a ring or something and like a piece of my hair gets caught and I'm just like, and then I'm underwater and I cannot, and I have to like try and rip my hair off my scalp. Like I just wouldn't even go in the vicinity.
Yeah.
I would keep my head so far away because I always had long hair too.
Yeah.
So it would always just be, you know, flowing and I'm like, this is going to get caught in the drain and this is how I die. Like
that
I always had
scary.
that fear. But I don't think that your hair can really, well, I guess it probably could get caught in the drain, but it would be.
I'm like, anything's possible.
My other rational fear is always that there was like a shark or an alligator in the pool, especially if it was at nighttime.
Yes.
I'm like,
swimming at night is terrifying.
And I'm talking like I'm in high school.
Yeah.
And everyone's like, let's go for a night swim. And I'm like,
Now what's in there?
Now what's in that section of the pool that's dark?
The deep
Even
end.
if it had lights on, I'm like, I don't trust anything happening.
The deep end at night, terrifying.
Terrifying.
Because of horror films, probably.
Yeah. Convinced that something is going to come up and grab me and just pull me under.
No, it's so scary. Alligators, sharks.
Yeah.
I know.
All of it. Okay, I'll share two more. One of them is getting food poisoning. I feel like I am so, like, if I think about it for too long, I'm like, oh, I need to go vegetarian. Like, that's how scared I am of food poisoning. I am always scared. And if it is even remotely close to the day where it's like, sell by this day, I'm like, nope, I won't touch it with a 10-foot pole. Like, any meat.
Yeah.
Leif's like, oh, it's fine. Like, it'll be expired by day. I'm like, oh, immediately no to that chicken breast.
Yeah.
No.
Like, no, milk, no.
Oh, milk, meat, just anything that is even remotely close to being expired, I'm not touching it. I am so
leftovers are hard for me for that reason.
Yes. I think that food poisoning is one of the worst experiences I've ever had.
It's so brutal.
So violent and brutal that I just, whenever I start thinking about it, I'm like, I'm scared.
No, we don't want another Skimsgate.
No, exactly. Okay, my last one that I'll share is that whenever I'm in an Uber with friends, like when we've been on tour or if we're in New York or something and I'm like with me and a few other girls or something, I am so scared that the Uber driver is going to stop at our location. I'm the last one to get out. The other two get out and as they get out, shut the door, boom, zoom off with me. Kidnapped. Like,
you know, my mom used to say, don't flatter yourself.
So true. I'm like, it's me he was looking for. He saw this gorgeous red hair. No, but every time. Bitch. Literally. I can see it in my mind.
You by your hair?
No, literally. I'm like.
And we just go about our day. We're like.
I remember I was talking to you and Beth about that when we were in New York.
Yeah.
I would literally like grab onto you guys. Because if I was the last one of the Uber, I'd like jump out. The guy's probably like, are you okay?
Yeah.
You guys are like getting out casually and I'm like jumping out of the Uber because I'm scared.
Do you feel a newfound bravery within yourself now that you've had Benny?
No. I mean, in what way?
Quick.
In what way? Just like
stranger danger kind of things. Because I, not necessarily by myself, because when that man asked me if I carried a gun and I was alone in the Uber, I did freeze and I was like, oh my gosh, he's going to kidnap me.
So terrifying.
But I'm not as scared of like kidnapping anymore. Surprise, I'm 30. I'm not a kid, so wouldn't even be considered kidnapping, I don't think. But things like that. Or if I have a newfound
confidence.
Yes. Like and it is extremely delusional because I can barely hold this microphone up for this whole hour, but I literally have this I don't know. I just truly believe that if something happened, like a guy came up and tried to like
do something crazy.
Do something while I'm loading the kids in the car, that I would literally be able to defeat him.
I've always had that though. Even though I'm talking about how I've scared, I'll always tell Leif, I'm like, some delusional part of my mind, like I believe I could quite literally beat like anyone. Yeah,
so it doesn't make me scared. Like if I'm going into the parking garage with the boys, like I have no fear. I'm just like, I am now the mama bear, so I cannot have fear for us.
Right.
Now they can be scared. They're not because they're gonna be, boys to men. But
I definitely feel like the older I get, the more okay I am with just
just be terrified,
standing up for myself. I guess. Like, being a little bit more. I haven't had any experiences recently where I've had to do that.
Like of scary looking vans like driving by. Like I don't get scared of those as much as I used to be so scared
that's
of kidnapping and things like that. I would literally be walking home from school, and if a car pulled up next to me or like was driving by, minding their own business, like literally going the speed limit, I'm like, they're slowing down to ask me to grab me. Yep. And I would pretend that house was my house, and I would start walking up the steps to the front door.
I feel like that's a universal experience.
And then they drive by, and then they look in their rearview, like, what is this kid doing? I'm just like going up to every door.
I would do that as well. Mm-hmm. I remember always, like, especially if it was like a scary van.
Yeah.
Just being like, oh, they're coming to kidnap me 100%. And like kind of, pretending to go into a house. Mm-hmm. I wonder if that's a universal experience, because I feel like our generation.
That's honestly smart.
It is. And I feel like our generation was really scared of kidnapping. Do you
really
feel like
scared?
That?
It was like a big thing.
I think that.
Maybe it was just the only thing. And now we know there's just
so much
ton
more. But also I feel like maybe with the lack of. Okay, I don't know if this is true, but I feel as though now with the technological advances we have, that happens less.
Kidnapping?
Yes. Like I don't think that as many, and maybe I'm wrong, but I don't think that people would be able to get away with that
as much
as they used to. I think that about a lot of crimes. Like it used to be, there weren't cameras everywhere. Like I feel like it's pretty rare now, not to get dark, but like for there to be like a serial killer or something, like it seems as though they always get caught.
Yeah, or they've also become super advanced as well. And we just now don't know because they know how the other ones have been caught.
True, but I just feel like there are literally cameras recording things like everywhere.
Yeah, but sometimes even if they're recorded, what are you going to do? Like even if they wear a mask and they grab you and they drive away, it's like sometimes I think we're easily trackable, but I mean, I'm not saying this to be scary. I'm more so like still be careful, but because people will be like, I have this camera, I have this like footage of this person, but then they just like never find them. Yeah. It's like just because they have their picture. Maybe like now we know who, but
I guess I'm just saying I feel like it would deter more people from being like,
I can just go in this neighborhood.
Yeah, I'm just gonna go and do this because it's like, well, everyone has Ring cameras on their door. Everyone has like a lot of people have security systems. There are just like even the horrible case with Gabby Petito, like he was caught because of a YouTuber had like footage. I just feel like everyone has
it's true
footage. I guess I should fact check that. I'm not sure if that's why he was caught, but I know that was a piece of the puzzle, was like someone had footage like, oh, we were vlogging and we passed by this van. We have it on, and that was his van or whatever. Yeah. And so then they knew the location. Like, and I'm just saying that type of stuff is a lot more common. Not even necessarily just security cameras, but just like everyone filming a lot of stuff.
Yeah, it's true.
And being able to track down information that we wouldn't have been able to a while ago.
It's true. And we're not using cash all the time, so it's not like traceless. Like we can, it's traceable because people have debit cards. It's just so everything is on the internet or, what am I trying to say?
Literally like, on the cloud, on the whatever. Yes, it's all like
if you
can
use
track
Apple Pay or if you use your card, it's all documented and in their systems.
And even if you, I mean, I guess, people could just
I was trying to scare. We're like, we'll catch you.
I'm like, don't
you can't get away with this. But I do think, going back to what you said, I do think kidnapping was like a big theme when we were younger.
It was.
It was so, we would watch videos about it, like what to do if a stranger comes up. And it was so ingrained in our minds that someone was going to come in a van and ask us if we wanted to help them find their puppy or, you know, candy bar, you know, and we had to say no and run away and scream for help and do zigzags and just all these little things to prep us for stranger danger. Now I think
crazy.
stranger danger is still very rampant, probably more so, but it's all different. I think there's a lot of different. Okay, this is getting way too dark. Never mind. Let's move on.
Yeah.
And say they're using different ways.
I was trying to say there's less crime, but now we're getting into dark territory.
Yeah.
Who knows? I just think, to end it on a positive note, I think that it's good that we have all this technology that can track a lot of things, because I do think we can find more out.
Yeah, definitely.
And that would deter someone, I think, in a lot of ways, to be like, and I probably can't get away with this.
Yes,
so
for sure.
I'm not going to do it. Maybe. I don't know. Hopefully. I don't have the mind of a criminal, okay? So I don't know. But I hope that that's the case.
True.
Okay, I wanted to read some of your guys' because I was laughing out loud at some of these. This podcast is brought to you by Squarespace, and we are so happy it is. Squarespace has been a sponsor of our podcast since the beginning, and we love them so much because we have used Squarespace for basically every business venture we've ever started, for every website that I've ever needed to create, when I started selling my presets online, when I did my little photo courses, when Chelsea and I did Balanced Boss and we sold our online courses there. We've used Squarespace for it all, and it just makes things so user-friendly, so seamless. You don't have to know a bunch about just technology and coding and all of that stuff that can feel very overwhelming when you're wanting to start a business. They have like beautiful website templates that just make it so easy to like insert your photos and the text you want, and it just looks so professional. Squarespace is the all-in-one website platform for entrepreneurs to stand out and succeed online. Whether you're just starting out or managing a growing brand, Squarespace makes it easy to create a beautiful website, engage with your audience, and sell anything from products to content to time, all in one place, all on your terms.
One of the best parts of Squarespace is that it's really easy to see your analytics. So they make it super just seamless and easy to use your insights to grow your business. So you can learn where your site visits and sales are coming from. You can analyze which channels are the most effective and just improve your website and build a marketing strategy that is based on your top keywords, or you can look for your most popular products, see your most popular content, which is so helpful when you're trying to grow a brand. They also have a lot of blogging tools to help you share stories, photos, videos, updates. It helps you categorize, share, schedule your posts. It makes it super easy for you to share content that way as well. And another way that I've used Squarespace before in the past is helping set up appointments. So if you sell in-person private sessions, maybe you do workshops, group classes, they provide everything that you need to manage your schedule, accept secure payments, things like that. So check out squarespace.com for a free trial. And when you're ready to launch, go to www.squarespace.com/whatwesaid to save 10% off your first purchase of a website or a domain. Again, that is squarespace.com/whatwesaid to save 10% off your first purchase of a website or a domain.
Quince is the perfect brand for fall in general. They have such beautiful, luxurious pieces for really good prices, especially for the quality. If you are transitioning your wardrobe from summer to fall, they have really, really cute, cozy sweaters. They also have really good home stuff. I would be remiss to not talk about their home stuff. I have made multiple orders to Quince lately. One of them was a big, chunky knit blanket that's on my bed currently that just really adds to the cozy fall vibes. I really, really like it. And it's super heavy duty, just like really nice quality. And then I also just ordered some gingham linen bedding for my guest room. And it hasn't gotten here quite yet, but it's just so, so cute. And yeah, I love the quality of everything I have from them. They have like Mongolian cashmere sweaters from $50, beautiful leather jackets, cotton cardigans, soft denim, and so much more. And all Quince items are priced 50 to 80% less than similar brands.
And they're able to do this by partnering directly with top factories and cutting out the cost of the middleman, which passes the savings on to you. So Quince only works with factories that use safe, ethical, and responsible manufacturing practices, and of course, premium fabrics and finishes for that luxury feel in every piece. I love my Quince items personally. You really can't go wrong. They have so much stuff, like basically anything you're looking for, you could probably find it on Quince. So get cozy in Quince's high quality wardrobe essentials. Go to quince.com/whatwesaid for free shipping on your order and 365-day returns. That's QUINCE.com/whatwesaid to get free shipping and 365-day returns. Quince.com/whatwesaid. Okay, someone said porta potty, and that is such a good one. That first of all, there's been movies where they knock them over and you're stuck in and all the stuff comes out.
Goodbye.
That I could see that being a fear. And I'm like, not irrational.
Very possible.
Very possible.
Also just like potentially falling into a porta potty, like your butt or something, and then your whole body.
I'm like, I'm so tiny. I'm afraid I will disappear.
No, I will literally, I'm so frail. I'll just fall
I can't even
in.
sit. I'll fall through. I'll fall through the hole.
No, but like that would be.
But my boobs will get stuck.
Luckily, these double Ds will
They'll catch me and lift me up. My floating devices.
You're on a plane. They're like, these are your flotation devices. You're like, I
got some. I'm good, sir.
I won't be needing those. This is really terrifying. Bees being trapped inside my mouth and I can't open it to let them out. Now, what horror films have you been watching lately?
It's giving mouth tape.
It is. No, I literally cannot. Chelsea, I can't wear the mouth tape because I have this vision of me like helping Benny at night or something with just like this mouth tape. And I'm like, I'm going to scare her.
It's pink. It's cute.
Like, she's going to be like,
the black one is scary. Like, well, Nick uses a black one. It's like literally just a little black square. It's giving the teeth whitening where it's like, that's giving horror film.
Yeah.
But the pink lips, it's giving like costume.
Yeah, true. I'm kind of joking, but I've been telling you what's been hindering me from starting my mouth taping journey is just like the thought of my retainers in my mouth and then the mouth tape is making me feel claustrophobic. I haven't even tried, but that's just what I have the mouth tape ready to go. By the way, I have the tin. It's so cute. I'm ready, but I'm just like, it's making me feel weird. I need to try it just one night, and see if I can make it through.
Yeah.
The night.
You might surprise yourself.
Yeah, and if I feel good, then I'll just continue, but we'll stay tuned for my journey.
Someone said chickens.
Yeah, the pecking is a little frightening.
Yeah, I got really close to a chicken a couple weekends ago. We went to the farm, and they let you walk around the chicken coop.
Okay.
And Case was all for it, and like me and Case walked in there, and he was feeling a little uneasy. He's like, "All right, I'm ready to go," and I'm like, "You're right. It's giving." I've said it's giving him. It's scary. It's really scary. The way that their birds in general are scary to me, and I've always
a lot of people said that birds were their irrational fear
because they have the evilest, beadiest little eyes, and they have no soul. It looks like they have no soul to them. Like other animals, you know, you have a little more empathy towards them because they look like they feel things, and birds don't. They just look like. No, I'm saying they look like they don't.
Yeah, they do.
I'm sure they do.
Like they don't.
I'm positive they do.
You know what bird scares me the most are crows.
Yes.
Like crows really are spooky.
Yeah.
And they can be so big.
And they just stare at you and like.
I swear they can be as big as Lady. I'm like, oh my gosh.
They are scary.
That thing could like pick you up, Lady, and take you away.
No.
And their eyes and just, ooh.
Like a hawk?
A hawk is spooky as well.
So spooky.
But I can almost have more
big
appreciation.
Birds, oh my gosh. The bigger the bird, the scarier they are. Even sometimes, not a swan.
Geese. A goose.
A goose?
No, a goose is spooky.
I hate to see a goose come in.
I hate to see a goose come in. They are so scary.
So scary.
They actually are. And they're kind of more aggressive, I feel like, than a lot of birds. Like they will actually like come and peck you.
Yeah.
And attack you.
Yeah, they're so scary. So chickens give the same. I would love to have chickens one day, and maybe that will like ease my fear. But
I feel like chickens are not as aggressive.
No, but they're just uneasy.
Yeah.
They make me feel uneasy.
I get that.
Because they don't look like they have souls.
Someone said leaving the closet door open at night, the clothes start looking like monsters.
Yeah, no.
100%.
Yeah.
The other night.
Psycho behavior.
The other night, Leif like was going to bed later than me, so I was already in bed, and he was like turning off the lights and everything, and he gets in bed and the closet door's open. I said, whoa, what do you close that?
Don't get comfy.
And he's like, why? And I'm like, because there's monsters in there. Like, you have to close the doors. It's scary.
Yeah, that is very scary.
I feel very uneasy if they're like
any doors are open.
Yeah,
I like all my doors closed.
I'm just like, close these. I don't want. And you know what it was? Even when, like when a door is open, Leif was asking me why. Like, what makes you scared of it? And I'm like, I feel like because then someone could come in silently. That's what it is. Like when I was digging deep, I'm like, because they don't have to like creak open the door or like I'm not gonna hear the whatever.
Yeah.
So it's like they can literally just silently walk in. A shiver down my spine. I'm like, that is not feeling okay.
Or you
to me.
could be, they could watch you from afar too. That's what I think about my closets. Like I have a little window in my closet. It's like I don't want someone peeking in to see me. I need to be completely covered, shades down, like privacy. I need cave vibes.
Yeah, for sure, to feel safe.
Yeah.
Yeah, that is a very, I was going to say rational fear. But someone said, anytime my water tastes slightly off, I'm convinced I'm being poisoned.
Okay.
I can actually see that. Like I guess I don't think I'm being poisoned, but I hate when water.
Contamination.
Like, yes. I'll like take a drink of certain bottled water or something and I'm like, or at a restaurant actually, like tap water or something. And I'm like, something's feeling off.
Yeah, a little
I'm feeling
metallic.
chemicals.
Yeah.
And something ain't right.
I don't like that. I don't like, this really was heightened in my first postpartum experience was like toxins and germs. I went into full like
germaphobe mode.
Yes, where I was washing things like crazy, sanitizing things like crazy that I've never before cared about. Like the way that I could see germs in my mind, even though I couldn't actually, obviously, but
I developed x-ray vision. Yeah. No, it literally feels like that sometimes.
When people would walk in, I would be so hyper aware of people's perfumes, people's like, if they were talking, like I swear I could see their germs from their mouth, from their nose, like every which direction that it was going to contaminate my child or me or just... And then it started spreading to other things where I'm like, I don't want shoes. I would be so psycho about Nick wearing shoes in the house. And he would wear his tennis shoes in the house like a freaking
maniac,
feral rat. Like, what are you doing? You're stepping in feces outside. You're stepping on the road. You're stepping on all of these disgusting things. Then you're walking in our house, putting it on our rug, things like that.
Yeah. Not me putting it on my bedspread. Oops.
But also, I understand just the logistics of taking your shoes off every time you come in the house can sometimes be I think
I am a little bit more hyper aware of the germ thing and like shoes on in my house recently now that we live here. Because your
babies are crawling around the floor. It's just like
I'm like, no. I don't like to wear like my sneakers on the rug.
No,
it's not. I don't think it's in my future to continue doing that. I will say.
Yeah, or contaminating things. Same thing with the like leftover food, or if was the lid on too much of the like of the milk, like it wasn't screwed on all the way. So did the air get in here? And I would literally be like, if there's meat in the fridge, because I was vegan for so long, me with me is weird. Like I just don't know the rules really. I don't know how it functions. I'll be like, is it okay that this chicken was in here, like
next to milk?
To my broccoli? Like, will it?
Oh, broccoli! I thought you were saying the breast milk.
No, just anything, any food.
No,
I'd be scared that it would like seep into the other foods, and then we would get food poisoning from that, or I'd get listeria or something like that.
I really do hate all of that. Someone said that the one time I don't shave my legs, I'll get into an accident, and then I'll have hot doctors.
That's a valid fear.
Why do I kind of understand exactly what you're saying?
Yeah.
Like, wow.
It's like social fears are so real too, like that. We're in high school. It's like you're going to a One Direction concert when you're 12 and you're like shaving everything. And it's like, come on, girl. Or so I would have a fear that I would get pantsed or someone would do something like my skirt would fly up. So I would be like, so on
conscious.
Top of just making sure everything was covered and looking right and tight.
100%. It is very irrational, but then like you'll have something happen to you and you're like, oh,
that's not irrational,
so this did happen.
So it happened.
Oh my gosh, did I ever talk about when I was wearing gauchos and in like probably 5th or 6th grade, and there were these it was like a long line at a restaurant, or like there weren't a ton of people in the line,
Yeah.
but it was like, you know how there's, what are these things called? Like dividers that you have to weave in and out of line, like
Yeah,
at
I
an
know what you're talking
airport
about.
or
Yeah.
something like that. But it was at a restaurant that you order at, and it's like you have to kind of go through this little maze. And there weren't a ton of people, so me and my cousins were like jumping over them because
Okay.
they were like kind of low to the ground. And I like went to take a step, and I stepped on the other side of my gauchos, and I went like this, and my pants like came down
Completely?
like pretty much completely, yeah, like down to my maybe like my knees or my ankles or
No.
whatever. Oh my gosh.
In front of your family, like your cousins?
Yeah,
and stuff?
my cousins. It wasn't as mortifying because it was in front of my cousins and there
Yeah,
weren't a ton of
but
people.
still.
But I wanted to die. I remember I was
No.
just like, oh my gosh, I will never wear these pants again because they were just so loose and flowy that like I stepped on them so easily. And I was like, okay, new fear unlocked. Like I'm not ever wearing these again.
No, that's so scary. And that is so embarrassing.
And then I remember consciously being like, I cannot let this happen at school.
yeah, no.
Like I cannot be, playing on the playground
No.
or doing anything funky with these gauchos on.
Definitely not.
I know a pair of gauchos hated to see me coming.
Yeah.
At that age. Wow. I was obsessed.
Obsessed. Brown gauchos.
Brown gauchos with like a tank and a shrug.
Yes. A little, what was that brand called? Bobby something with the monkeys?
Oh, yes.
Something Bobby, not Bobby
Brown. Oh, yeah. Why do I think it's Bobby Brown?
Because that's makeup. But it's Bobby something. It's like Bobby Bubblegum maybe. Let's look it up.
Let's ask chat.
Yeah, ask him.
What do I ask? What's the monkey brand?
What's the monkey brand from the early 2000s that was sold
Clothing
at
brand?
Macy's and JCPenney?
What is the monkey clothing brand from the early 2000s that was sold at JCPenney?
For young girls.
She's not leave talking to me and interjecting into our episode. Wow, I also cannot speak. Paul Frank.
Paul Frank.
Totally. That's what it is. That's what I'm thinking of at least. Why did I also agree that it was Bobby? What? Leif, did you say you knew the name? Oh. He was giving us the answer. He's like, it's Paul Frank. It's 100%
It is Paul Frank, but for some reason,
Why did I believe?
that's the Mandela effect right there, ladies and gentlemen, because
When you said
Paul
Bobby, it
has
sounded-
nothing to do with this brand. What are you doing, Paul?
It sounded so right when you said Bobby. Huh.
It is right. It's not, obviously, but
What were those shrugs called? Literally just shrugs. Do you know what I'm talking
Yeah,
about?
like little-
that would
yes.
tie right here.
Oh yeah, shrugs, I guess.
Okay.
Shawls.
Shawls, yeah. Oh, I
I
just
was
loved those.
obsessed
I was
with those,
obsessed.
yeah.
Yeah. I just, wow.
Chunky flip-flops,
Oh, yeah. Oh my gosh. It
skater
was
shoes.
so fun.
What a time to be alive.
Etnies.
Etnies.
Pink and brown etnies were the only thing I wanted in my
Pink
life.
and brown, pink and black.
And Heelys.
Yeah.
I wanted pink and black Heelys so bad.
I posted on my story, this is not an irrational fear, but I posted on my story like a week ago about this memory that popped up of my mom letting me decorate my room when I was going into 7th grade. Because before then, again, I have 5 siblings and me and my sister always shared a room. But when I went into junior high, my mom let me have my own room. And I think, we moved things around so that I could have my own room. And she let me decorate it. And I was talking about it in a way of like how special that was to me and how important and like just seen that made me feel for my mom at the time. Because again, I have a lot of siblings. So
Got to have your own space.
yeah,
decorate
my
it how you
own
wanted.
space. And she was helping me. She was like, oh, you want to do pink and black? Of course. Like the
course.
zebra, the like fuzzy pink.
Eiffel Towers at that time. Do
Yes.
you remember that? Like,
Yes, the Eiffel Tower of it all. I
Yes.
didn't have that. I'm like, I wasn't one of those basic bitches. But no, I was like the zebra, the fluffy pink, the
oh my gosh, I was obsessed.
Yes.
Like
And-
huge polka dots.
yes, we did huge polka dots on my wall. And she like helped me paint it. And she really like took her time to help me flip some furniture, like paint it black and, do the handles and stuff like that. And I was talking about how just shout out moms because they just like do these things. And looking back at the time, I thought it was so fun. But now looking back, it literally makes me so emotional every time because I'm just like, how sweet and like thoughtful that she was just trying to help me. Again, she probably thought it was so ugly at the time.
But she's just helping
because
you
she-
express yourself.
Yeah, but she was just helping me express myself and get in touch with my creativity, and also probably knew that I am very opinionated with things like that. So I wasn't going to just be like, you can do it for me.
Yeah.
But what was I saying about that?
You were thinking about the pink and black room?
Oh, yeah, just the pink and black room and how a lot of people were messaging me being like, I had the same experience.
Yes.
Like my mom let me decorate it. She took the time and I chose pink and black, or I chose pink and brown.
Yeah,
like I was a pink and brown girl. It was always the pink
and black or pink and brown. Yes. Always.
Or people were like, I did the teal. I feel like there was two types of girls.
Totally.
You're either the teal girl or the pink and black girl, because my next door neighbor was a teal girl. She had like the teal. It was a little more of like a horse vibe, you know?
Okay.
A little more, what is the girl from, I'm trying to think of the show that was popular. I cannot think of it. It's going to bother me. But the two personalities, like a Sharpay and a Vanessa, or not Vanessa. A Sharpay and what's her name in that?
Gabriella.
Yeah, Gabriella.
Yeah.
Those vibes. And I wanted to be Sharpay so bad.
Oh, I would love to close the podcast episode today with the vindication I've been waiting for of the fact that Vanessa Ann Hudgens would indeed introduce herself as Vanessa Ann Hudgens. And that's where I got that in my brain. Because when I was saying to Tyson, oh my gosh, Vanessa Ann Hudgens is pregnant. He's like, why are you saying Ann? And I'm like, because that's her name.
You're going to get a text when he's listening to
this.
I
know. He's so annoying. He was so judgmental, okay, about this. He's like, he's like, I don't even know her middle name. And I was like obsessed with High School Musical. I'm like, what? She literally would introduce herself like that. He's like, no, she wouldn't. Okay, and then someone tagged me in a TikTok. Shout out to all of you who tagged me, because it was this old clip of a Disney Channel thing where they were all introducing themselves and promoting High School Musical. Yeah. So it was Ashley Tisdale. She's like, hi, I'm Ashley Tisdale. And then they were going person by person. I'm Zac Efron, and I'm Vanessa Ann Hudgens. I sent it to Tyson. Hi, look at this video. He's like, what does that prove? I'm like, that I'm right, as usual. Keep that in mind. Reese's Pieces, Vanessa Ann Hudgens, thank you so much.
I'm screaming.
Anyway, I was dying. I'm like, okay, so she did at least once introduce herself that way, and it apparently lives rent-free in my mind, and that's just how I remember her.
Yeah.
But I just saw, okay, I'm sorry, we'll wrap this up, but I just saw the video of her from during COVID. That insufferable video that just like went viral. I'm sure that haunts her every day of her life. When she went live, she's like, people will die. She's like, and people are gonna die, but it's like inevitable or something. What did she say?
I don't remember. It's something like that. So bad.
I'm like, that has got to haunt her.
And people will die.
In like the softest tone, like she's like, which is horrible, but inevitable. I'm like, yeah.
Read the room, Vanessa Ann, Baby V.
Baby V. Please shut that mouth. Stop going live. This is not the time or place, honey.
Dude,
that was crazy.
Talking about fear and being
2020.
Absolutely scared. 2020 was absolutely unhinged. No one was okay.
No one was okay or
safe.
No
one was okay. No one was safe. It was so volatile.
Oh my gosh, it was the scariest.
Walking down the street.
It was the scariest real life and internet experience you could ever imagine.
No.
Oh my gosh.
I have trauma.
It was absolutely wild.
Yeah.
It really was. I don't even want to get into it because that's just leaving the episode on too dark of a note. But it was crazy the way people were acting. No one knew what to
do. No one knew how to act. Everyone was just
scared. Everyone was
so scared.
Of everything.
Mm-hmm. As they should have been.
As they should have been. I mean, that virus, like, obviously that was a really scary time. It was very unknown. It was an election year. It was a lot.
So
at once. And there were reasons to be scared, 100%. But, oh my gosh, like the way that people acted.
Took it out on others.
That
was really what it was.
Crazy.
It was taking the fear and, being scared and taking it out on everyone else.
Yeah.
And just being an absolute menace.
It was wild. Okay, well
happy holidays.
Happy Halloween.
Happy spooky October. Remember 2020?
Thank you guys. Yeah, let's talk about spooky. Thank you guys for listening. If you want to watch on YouTube, subscribe to our YouTube channel. It's just called What We Said Podcast. We might have a few more episodes coming to you in my house. Maybe we'll switch up the location, maybe not. But we'll see. It's going to be a surprise every week.
Maybe we'll do it in the plants next time.
In the what?
In your plants.
Yeah, maybe I'll do it in the front yard so you guys can see all my gorgeous plants that the neighbors love. But yeah, thank you for listening. And thanks for writing in your irrational fears for us to commiserate with and read. Also, if you want to write into our podcast ever, you can go to our Instagram. It's at What We Said Podcast. We post a lot of little like submission things that you guys can be a part of our episodes. So anyway, we love you guys so much. And
that's what we said. Bye.